good evening everybody, how are we all doing? Hope you're having a good week so far. It's nearly the weekend, which isn't too bad. So today is Thursday the 21st of March 2013. We're here to review the return of last night's episode of Arrow titled The Huntress Returns. Jessica De Howell is back as Helena Bertinelli, and well, I'm just going to get right into it. It was an okay episode. I was hoping for a bit more. Some parts of it could have been better. There were some bits where I just felt it was just, well, why? But overall, I think for me, I'm actually starting to get sick and tired of Helena having a vendetta against her father. The story for this episode was that her father was being was going to be put through to a witness protection program. Therefore, he was going to have a new life, new name, new identity, the full works basically. And Helena returns to, you know, pretty much put a stop to all that, and Oliver, you know, is doing his best to not get involved, but she makes him, well, I say she makes an offer, but she twists his arm. I say she twists his arm, but it was actually Tommy's arm that she twisted to get Ollie to, you know, assist her in taking down her father. So yeah, that was a bit cruel in some sense. Friendship between Oliver and Tommy is starting to show some cracks. So I mean, Tommy is actually now realising why did he ever believe most of the things that Oliver said since he's been back from the island. You know, even Oliver saying, look, you know, now that you know, I can explain it to you a bit more, I can tell you a bit more about it. And you know, Tommy's like, well, what's the point? Am I really going to believe what it is you've got to say? So, you know, he's starting to feel that whole, he just feels slightly, how should I put it, I don't even know what word to use, but he's betrayed, basically. He does feel betrayed that, you know, Oliver has done this. He never trusted him in the first place. It's kind of like, it kind of reminds me of the whole Lex and Clark dynamic with Smallville, where at the beginning they were like really good friends, and obviously Clark's got this secret, and you know, Lex is all about why is it you never trusted me kind of thing, and they become sworn enemies, all that sort of stuff. So I'm guessing, you know, Tommy and Oliver are heading down that same sort of path as well. The Lance family. Now this for me was quite an interesting turn of events. As you remember from the end of Dead to Rights, Dinah, Laurel's mother, turns up basically saying that she has news about Sarah's, you know, well, she believes that Sarah's alive, and produces a photo to Lance, to Quentin rather, who doesn't believe that A, the wife his ex-wife has suddenly decided to return, and B, you know, why she's suddenly springing the news of Sarah, the possibility that she could be alive, on his lap when he's had to spend the last 3 years getting over a death kind of thing. I say 3 years, more like a few years anyway. But yeah, so where that's going to lead, who knows? It'll be interesting to see exactly how that unfolds. Speedy, aka Roy Harper and Thea Queen. Well, let's just say that things certainly heated up for the pair of them. It was good to see a bit of action from Roy. I actually did quite like the moves that Colton was producing. Hopefully that was actually Colton doing those moves in particular, because I know how Stephen loves to do his own stunts playing Oliver and the Hood, but seeing Roy do some action, make some epic moves was pretty good. So I'm hoping that Colton really did do all those moves himself. Again, we go back to the island flashback, and I actually very, very much enjoyed this flashback. You know what? Whenever we get flashbacks to the island, especially now that Slade Wilson is heavily involved, I always hope for a bit more, because I love the relationship between Oliver and Slade. It's like the whole Jedi Master and young Padawan sort of thing. Whilst Slade does think that Oliver's gonna like cause some problems, Oliver does surprise him, and when you see the episode, you see exactly how Oliver surprises Slade a number of times in particular. And I tell you what, it's just the whole Slade Wilson dynamic as well. It's just like the comic book seeing Deathstroke unfold. It's like the start of Deathstroke basically. And what's even better news is that now Manu Bennett, who plays our Slade Wilson, has been upgraded to season 2 regular. So that's Manu, Colton Haynes, and of course Emily Bett Rickards, who plays Felicity Smoke. All three of them have now been given regular season status for season 2. So looking forward to that. Speaking of Felicity, poor girl. she got caught by the Huntress. It wasn't very pleasant, but yeah, let's just say the Huntress uses her to good effect. But I felt bad for Felicity, to be honest. I really did feel bad for her. One thing that I did like about this episode was the fight scene between Huntress and the Hood. It was very, very good. I was hoping again. I wish it wasn't so dark, because it did look quite dark. You couldn't really see much, but yeah, let's just say that the fight scene between them two ended in a bit of tragedy for McKenna Hall, and I'm actually kind of glad that McKenna probably won't be in the picture that much longer, because let's just say the relationship between her and Oliver was starting to get a bit boring. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that. But again, I do think that certain elements of the episode could have been better. I wish we had another villain in the episode to mix things up a bit, but the whole Helena going after her father again. I know that in the comics, Helena has been known to ruffle feathers amongst the Justice League, which is why most of the time she's never really called up for the Justice League. She's always getting kicked out for, you know, going against their code and all that sort of stuff. So I can see why the show in some ways is honouring that, but at the same time for the show it's like, well, you know, come on, let's change it a bit. So hopefully if she does return, if she returns, I hope she's a different person. I'm hoping she'll be a different person. So yeah, again, a couple of DC references were in there. One in particular, Coast City. Where that's going to lead, no idea as yet. But yeah, as I say, I think it could have been better. So we'll see. But I've seen a promo for next week's Salvation, and let's just say Roy Harper and the Hood look like they're going to have a bit of a meet-up finally between the pair of them. How that's gonna turn out, nobody knows just yet. But again, there you go. But yeah, again, hopefully, as I say, I'm looking forward to Salvation. I'm sure it'll pick up. And yeah, let me know what you thought of this episode, if you did like it, and what you thought made it so good for you, and what you thought didn't make it so good for you in particular. But yeah, let's just take it from there. Anyway, thank you all very much, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.